What's up, guys? It's your Walkie-Talkie. We're walking off some food right now. And today's theme is my first pimp taught me how to cook. And I laugh when I say that, but I really think about it because, he did kind of teach me how to cook. I feel like I knew how to cook. But, he expanded my flavor palette a little bit to cook for a man. So I do appreciate that. And I say pimp because he really was one through and through. So, give credit where credit's due. But yeah, like it's interesting because before, I'm going to do the U-turn here. I used to be cooking, during this kind of breakup time. And I'd boo-hoo. I'd be like, oh, that's Lord Farquaad taught me that. And I would just I kind of lost a little bit of the joy that I started to gain with cooking when I was with the man. And, that has since subsided. It's more now it's more of a smirk where it's thank you, cook better for my kids, cook, the next person, they'll like it here. I think they will. So, that's kind of how I alchemize that, right? But I think that I'm at a point, too, where it doesn't all have to be a bad memory or a bad consensus of the relationship. Like, there can be things that I learned, and I, didn't just learn through pain. I learned also through, there's had to be a reason your girl was trying to make something work out, So, I don't want to villainize the person. I think that the things that he did to me were definitely no bueno. But, we live and we learn. We're all broken people trying to make something work with each other, especially at this age. I'm 37. It's definitely, when I think about dating, I am unfortunately the type that will accept a date and then just cancel. And I'm working on that because it's just not, I'm not let me not say that because I've ghosted. But I will say that I have this sometimes thing where I'm I should say yes because this is a good person, this is a nice situation, this is a few of the boxes, but then I'll come the day of or night before, I'll be mm-mm. And, and that's just a sign that I'm not fully ready to do all that. I'm interested, but it's going to take an interesting fellow to get me back on the scene like that. You know what I mean? So, that's my hot take on dating or trying to date right now. But I say all that to say is just at the age I'm at, and the type of men that, are in my age category or older, there's a lot of things that you have to kind of work around, right? We got kids now, we got divorces, we got, baby mamas, whatever. And so you have to be okay with working that into your life. And for the most part, I am pretty much. I don't know. I just, I think sometimes, when it comes to the kids, even in the situation, I still miss his kids, especially, so it's that sucked because I had never met someone else's children and tried to integrate that into my life. And so that was really hard to walk away from because I was just damn, no, that was, I'm a mother at the end of the day. So once I love a child, it is a little hard to remove that feeling, but that's just what happens when you date at this age and you're dating people with children. And so it's just something I kind of know now that one of the bigger things I've learned from this relationship is just how to navigate that. But it also is unfair because now I feel not jaded, but just a little bit more protective of that situation because I don't really want to go through that again. Sometimes those are worse than getting, breaking up with the man itself. So, it's, we're getting through it. We're getting to it and through it, I think also it's important to remember that I don't know. I don't know where I was trying to go with this because I was thinking this whole thing was supposed to be about me cooking and learning and the positives of certain relationships even when they're bad, but I'm running out of gas there. I don't know. I think more the bigger picture for me, because we're about to have this full moon, is like, I don't know. I've been having some strange dreams. I've been having some interesting perspectives. But, like, even when things have, like, been falling down, like, you know, I got a new car, and my dumbass hits a curb, breaking, like, a very expensive piece of the car. And I was just like, oh my God. You know, it's a BMW, so it's like, it's just, so, like, I don't know, I kind of felt like, where I was going with that is just a few things have been happening this week where I'm just like, fuck, like, that's, you know, more money out, that's more things I don't want to do, but, like, I have this weird sense of, like, calm, like, it's gonna be okay, like, you know, that sucked, you know, $800 I did not want to spend, but it kind of just, it's just still feels like everything's gonna be okay. And, you know, I'm a real spiritual person, so this moon in particular, a second full moon we had the first one in Scorpio, which, you know, your girl was all about, but then we have the Sagittarius blue moon tomorrow, and, you know, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and, like, you know, all the Saggies I know are a little lucky son of a bitch, so I'm like, god damn, y'all just, you know, win things out of nowhere, everything kind of works right, because that's what Jupiter is. It's all about abundance and things like working out, you know, like, don't worry about it, it's going to work out, and that's really what it brings to the table, and that's kind of been the overarching feeling I've had, is just like, it's gonna be okay, you know, like, you know, didn't want to do that, that's fine, it's gonna be okay, you know, oh, that didn't, that invoice didn't close, it's going to be okay. You know, so many things are feeling at peace during this past week. And I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm rolling with it. I'm starting to look at my arm, like, your girl got a little, you know, she's starting to get a little, you know, a little muscle. I've been working on my arms. I've been working a lot, you know, and it's up and down. Like, this whole, weight loss journey or whatever, I wouldn't call it that, but it's just getting myself in shape. Like, it's very rewarding, but it's so hard, especially at this age. So if you guys have noticed, you know, your girl, she's down 7 pounds, but I'm fighting for it, you know, I'm fighting for my life. But yeah, anywho, I hope that you guys, you know, it's kind of take the opportunity in these next few days, and this might not even go out. The moon will be passed by the time this probably is posted. But I will say this, that take the opportunity, even no matter when you see this, is to, like, look at everything and see, like, what did work, what is working out. Because I think sometimes we get so focused on what's not working, you know, what's not going right, what didn't come through. But then there's, like, all these other things that, like, are okay, right? And it's going to work out. I promise you. You can come back to there anytime you need to be reminded of that. It's going to work out. You know, there's been some things I didn't think I could, you know, crawl myself out of. And I think I said that in the last video. Is like, I've been in so many dark spaces that to even be here right now, how I am, is such it's a blessing. You know, it's really it's a wonder. I am one of the wonders, you know. And so just want to encourage you guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys are staying healthy, blessed, and ready for summer.